Let's do SWOT analysis of Indo-Pak geopolitical situation as of mid-May 2025. India. What are the strengths? Let's start with economic strength. India's economy is growing rapidly. Inflation is not high. 6 to 7% growth rate is there, and it has already become the fourth largest economy. And if you take the PPP, then between third, fourth, fifth, these countries are similar. So it is in that category of top 5 economies of the world. Yes, per capita incomes are still slow. There are significant FDI flows. The returns are good. The stock markets are booming. Military strength, okay. Numbers we can talk about. India has about 1.4 million under arms. Pakistan has about 0.6 million under arms. But affordability of India for a large number is there. But both forces with a similar ancestry have a problem of large budget going to salaries and pensions. But there is a significant amount which has been going during the last 10 years towards technology, and that technology strength has shown what can be achieved in less than 96 hours. Technical strength, therefore, India is a global leader in IT and beginning to be in AI and software services with a growing startup ecosystem. It is this startup ecosystem which has given all the parts for Akash missile, for BrahMos, for satellites increasingly, for tanks increasingly. So lately, that means about a decade or so, a lot of the private entrepreneurship has been coupled with the government organizations, research organizations, and such world-beating or at least world-competitive technologies have been brought in. And similarly, the softwares to play this and to develop integrated systems of air defense, which again, the presentations by the Air Marshal show that how integrated the whole services have worked between the 3 large services and within them. Now, international strength, India's strategic partnerships are increasing. Diplomatic efforts enhance its global influence. The idea of the BRICS, the idea of the global south, and India being one of the leaders, if not the leader in that, is emerging. China plus one is demanded by a lot of people. Now, so these are the broad strengths, and let's look at some of the weaknesses. I hope people don't mind it. There is economic inequality. Significant economic disparities and poverty remain the challenges. About 100 million or so people have really a middle class life equivalent to the global standards, but the people below that don't have it. But that 100 million is also there for a big market, and a lot of the countries, EU included, US, China, ASEAN, they are interested in the Indian market, and that's where the tariffs and all that come, which we will discuss separately. There are infrastructure gaps. Infrastructure of India has been developing at a very fast rate, but then the needs are much bigger also. As the economic growth is there, so is the need for infrastructure. There are some security concerns. Now, these are particularly in Kashmir, which impact stability. And after this recent 4-day fair, hopefully it should be less, but we have a democratically elected government there. It's a union territory. It was a booming economy with the tourists and so on, and with walnuts and handicrafts and whatnot and so on. But those firings on people indiscriminately on 22nd changed it for some time. Hopefully it will come back. Now, bureaucratic inefficiencies continue. They slow the governance, and red tape hinders progress. And these tariff discussions have shown us that India has been negotiating with some countries, some groups of countries like ASEAN for tens of years, and we don't come to a conclusion about what are the tariffs to be charged, and we lose opportunities because of that. However, the demonstration of the Indian military forces in this recent Operation Sindoor show that somehow they have licked this problem of bureaucratic interference or understanding, and given some kind of a relatively free hand to the technocrats of the armed forces to develop world-class weapon systems, defense systems, and so on. Next, technological innovation is improving. Number of patents is improving. We have started leveraging technology for economic growth and social development. Our payment systems are a remarkable achievement. And then there are strategic partnerships. We have ties with the Middle East, UAE, Saudi Arabia, so on, who are all willing to trade with us as well as to invest. So it's better than before. Threats, well, geopolitical tensions. The ongoing tension with Pakistan and China pose security risks. And if they support each other, then it's a problem that on that flank we have two economies opposing us. Then economic slowdown. If global economic uncertainties are there, they could impact India's growth. Tariffs is one of those issues. With the tariffs, yes, global economy is also going to slow down this year, but US economy certainly and Chinese economy certainly. And we might be able to escape it now that the war has been very limited for 4 days and a winning war. Environmental challenges are there, climate change and environmental degradation. They do threaten sustainability. Problem is that we're still having a lot of legacy system of coal-fired plants, etc. And it takes quite a while to substitute them with, let's say, electrically powered plants, which is a requirement in the AI also, and so on. And many of these plants and hydroelectric potential we have plenty, but it takes many years to research and then many years to build hydroelectric stations. And so we have started purchasing hydroelectric energy from Nepal and so on, and then also selling to Bangladesh, and by the way, buying from Bhutan. We have natural resources, that is very clear, including coal, gas, and minerals. The fossil fuels basically end up getting a lot of attention because we have very large bill. Now diaspora support is there, and a lot of remittances are there. Now here we have to understand one thing. We talked about the IMF loan to Pakistan, and we're talking about 1 crore, 1 billion. That is 100 crores. 1 billion. And just think about it. What is the exports per day of India? More than $2 billion. So why should we have worried so much about that they're getting $1 billion as a loan? Our economy has become much bigger, and the diaspora support is there in the sense that this is after the ITS, it is the largest source of dollars to the Indian economy. So it is to the Pakistan economy also, but our quantities are much larger. Now, what are the weaknesses here? Economic challenges, yes. This we are now talking about Pakistan. Pakistan faces significant economic challenge, including inflation and fiscal deficits. They have 80% of their GDP as debt. 17% goes in the military. Now it will go even more. And the amount going for the social services, education, health, etc. is very small. So that's why the people are relatively illiterate. That's why they're more open to publicity manipulation of some kind or the other. There are governance issues. This tension between the armed forces and the elected politician has remained in Pakistan throughout, and they have not been able to manage this issue at all, one way or the other. Thankfully, India was able to resolve this issue, and we never had a military government. And they have had very few democratic governments, but most of them have also been either put into prison or assassinated. Now, opportunities, they have the CPEC, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, 70 billion project, and if they would have managed it properly, it would have increased the economic health of that area, including the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. But unfortunately, this has been very mismanaged, and this management has been with the Pakistan Armed Forces. They have taken a lot of land around and other benefits, their construction firms and so on. Pakistan has very large companies of their own. They have 18% of the land of Pakistan in their ownership. And As I said, many industrial companies are the property of Pakistan Armed Forces, and with the result, the competition is very skewed there. Now, there is a possibility of regional cooperation. There is a potential for increased regional cooperation and trade within SAARC and within Middle East and all that, but then depending on the policies, it kind of goes bad. Now, what are the threats? This SWOT analysis provides a snapshot of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats facing India and Pakistan in mid-2025. Both countries have unique challenges and opportunities that will shape their future. There is no doubt that if there is a pace between these two countries, then both of them will progress. But somehow only very small set of people realize this. A large number of people kind of get into a publicity frenzy against each other. Okay, then